So it is day 1 of my 2-week wait. Yesterday was our embryo transfer. I did not get much sleep at all. My nerves are getting pretty bad. But I've just been laying around all day. I've had some mild cramping and have been using the bathroom a lot, but outside of that, I feel completely fine. Outside of the soreness that I still have from the progesterone injections. But so far for day 1, I feel pretty much normal. Like I said, I'm just taking it easy. I took today off work. I'll probably go for a little walk later, but other than that, I am just relaxing and chilling. So we'll see what the next couple of days bring. Hey guys, so today is Thursday, April 1st. We are 2 days post our frozen embryo transfer, and we are counting down to beta day, 11 days till confirmation day for our baby boy. I'm feeling pretty much the same that I have the past couple days, except I've had a little more cramping today. A few people have said that they get cramping during implantation or like pinching feeling and things like that. I'm trying not to read too far into it because I also know that the progesterone injections can mimic some pregnancy symptoms. So not putting too much into that, but we are really praying that it is just due to implantation. My behind is still very sore from the PIO shot. Last night, even though I know I shouldn't have, I tried icing the area to kind of numb it for the injection. I did not feel the needle at all, but once my husband started injecting the medication itself, it still hurt like normal, and I'm warming it up beforehand. Most of the time I'll put it like in my bra to warm it, but I also use one of my heating pads to warm it for a good 10 minutes or so before injecting it to try to help with some of that pressure from that. Ouch. But it's not really helping. But other than that, I'm feeling good, just trying to stay positive. I went back to work today, just trying to stay busy. I did have to take a little break because, like I said, I've been having some cramping, and sitting in my desk chair it's not really helping the cramping. So I've been trying to get up and move around every so often, not trying to just sit still for so long. But yeah, other than that, that's all that has happened since Tuesday. I'll keep you guys posted during this 2-week wait. Stay tuned. Good morning. So today is Saturday, April 3rd. It's about 11 a.m. I just have been moving around doing a little laundry, about to do my hair, just keeping pretty busy. Last night during my progesterone injection, I moved a little bit while my husband was injecting me, and it bled for a few minutes afterwards. And all throughout the night up until now, I've been having really bad pain shooting down my right side from the injection site, like all the way down my hip into my thigh. I couldn't even sleep. It's really bad. Like, it doesn't feel like the normal pain of the progesterone. It's a lot more intense. So when we do the injections, we always pull back on the syringe to make sure that there's no blood in it, which would mean we hit like a capillary or a vein or whatever. There was no blood in it, but afterwards I was just hurting really badly. So I don't know if my movement during that injection caused it, or if my body just decided today would be the day that it wanted to start hurting extra. So I've just been trying to move around, stretch it out a lot. I've been using like my handheld massager on it to try to work out any knots. I'm sitting on a heating pad, but it's still hurting pretty bad. Otherwise, I've been feeling pretty good, pretty much the same. I've had some mild cramping, like on and off. That's been happening since transfer. Yesterday, I did go to the grocery store and not paying attention because shouldn't be lifting anything. I picked up like a big 40-pack case of water, and it caused my cramping to intensify a little bit after that. I think that I'm fine. You know, they said resuming normal activity, but no like heavy lifting or sudden changes of anything. But I think that I'm still fine. It's been my goal for this 2-week wait to not test at home. However, I have been caving and peeing on a stick every day. I'm going to try really hard to stop. Of course, it's still very early. My transfer was just on Tuesday, today's Saturday. However, when my husband left for the gym this morning, I did go ahead and pee on a stick again. I've been using just like the cheapy urine dip ones, but today I did, it's still a cheaper one, but it's a little different. You guys probably can't see anything. To me, so there's the one solid line where it would be for negative and you probably can't see it, but to me there is a very faint second line. I don't know if you can see that or not, like closer to this side. There's a very, very faint second line. I need to just not pee on the sticks because I don't want to get, you know, too overly excited or too invested in that for something to go wrong or, you know, it actually not take or anything like that. Like, yes, I'm believing in the confirmation that, you know, he's stuck. He's in there doing what he's supposed to do, but mentally it's a lot. I'm going to talk to I'm not going to tell my husband that I saw a faint line, but I'm going to talk to him and kind of get his thoughts on the at-home testing. If he tells me to just wait, I'm not going to do any more. I'm just going to wait until beta. If I can wait till beta day, I'll probably test that morning just so that I can kind of prepare myself, because after that blood test appointment, I have a few other appointments and errands to run, and I don't want to be out and get potentially bad news, you know, and not be prepared for it. So I don't know. I'm all over the place right now. I just wanted to give you guys an update as to where I am right now. We're going to see how it goes. I'm going to go and take my vitamins and eat something and then just go hang out with my husband for a few hours. So I'll check in with you guys really soon. Hey guys, so today is Tuesday, April 6th. I am 7 days post-transfer and 6 days away from beta testing. My 2-week wait has been pretty boring. My symptoms have remained the same. I'm still having quite a bit of cramping. I did call the doctor yesterday about it, which of course they advise it's normal either way, like whether baby's implanting or you have a period coming or just the progesterone, cramping is normal. So I've been still dealing with the cramping. I'm taking a Tylenol every day, just one, to kind of help ease it a little bit, as they did say Tylenol is pregnancy safe. Today I am a lot more gassy, mostly coming up through burps, but I can feel it like in my stomach. There's been a lot more pressure like on my lower left side of my abdomen. But outside of that, not really any crazy new symptoms. I am still testing. I'm using like first response test, and I'm also using like the little cheapy strips. You can clearly see the lines on the cheap ones. On the first response, it's showing up in pictures and things, but it's still very faint. So I'm just remaining optimistic about it. Like, I've never even seen faint lines on a test before as a possibility. So yes, I'm super excited about the thought of it, but just being cautiously optimistic because it is still very early and you know, anything could happen, but we're just believing that everything's going to be fine. So yeah, that's all that's really been going on. I've been trying to stay hydrated as much as possible. I've been trying to eat a little bit more. I will say that I probably have not been eating the best. I'm really just eating whatever is going to stay down or it's going to taste good. And a lot of times it's like potatoes and bread, things that are just comforting, but it's kind of helping me feel a little bit better through this process. But excuse me, I do plan tomorrow to try to do a little meal prep. I'll probably do like some chicken and vegetables and just try to munch on that for the next couple of days to get away from all of the carbs that I've been taking advantage of during this time. My progesterone injections are going a little bit better. We watched a few more videos and my husband has gotten the positioning a lot better. However, last night when he stuck me, he said he felt like he had hit something and it did hurt for a while afterwards. So we're going to try to do better tonight on the opposite side. We are alternating sides every night, so at least I get a little bit of a break. The night before last when he did it, it actually didn't hurt at all and I didn't have any pain afterwards. So hopefully that's going to be the same tonight. If it is, I'm honestly thinking that I'm probably just going to keep going on that side, but in different spots. After losing 125 pounds and not really getting all of my protein and nutrients, you tend to lose muscle mass. So we were going to try it in my thigh, but I'm very scared that that's going to hurt a lot worse. Like they warn you that it does hurt, and the fact that I don't really have a lot of muscle mass, I'm really nervous for that. So we're going to stick to my backside. He's just been like feeling around in the area to find the spots that are more muscular, and using those as the injection site. So we're just going to keep at it. If anything else changes before beta, I'll definitely give another update, but otherwise I will see you guys on Monday for beta day. All right, so today is Thursday, April 8th. I am 9 days post my frozen embryo transfer and 4 days away from beta. I'm feeling pretty good today. I'm just a little tired. I'm still having some cramping, but it's not as intense as it has been the past couple of days. My regular scheduled period is set to start today, and normally I start spotting like a day or two before my period starts, but there's been no spotting and no signs of my period. However, progesterone can delay the start of a cycle, so I'm not, really banking on that coming right now anyway, because we're doing those injections every night. But yeah, as I said, the cramping has been still there, but pretty mild. As we get closer to beta, I know that my anxiety is getting a little crazy. I've been having some really mild chest pain, but that always happens when I'm getting pretty anxious. I think the past couple of months it had gotten really bad that I went and saw a cardiologist, and they did a bunch of tests. They had me do the stress test where you run on the treadmill, and they do the EKG every few minutes, and a bunch of other testing just to rule out there being anything wrong with my heart, and thankfully there wasn't. It's literally just stress and anxiety. So I'm trying really hard to not stress out, but anyone that's been through this process knows that it is just stressful. It's very hard not to. Like, I try to stay in a positive mindset and, stay focused on work and things like that, but you can't help but wonder, like, what's going on. I have been testing on home pregnancy test every day since about 4 days post-transfer. I'm doing like a generic first response test, and I'm doing just like the little strips, like the little urine strips that pick up the HCG hormone. I am still getting some positives. Well, I should say all positives. So 6 days post-transfer, very, very faint positive. At day 7, you could see it more. Day 8, you could see it more. This one was from this morning, which is clearly there. And then the little P strips, as you can see it, the line is there, gradually getting darker. They say you should typically compare every other day. So if I compare like this day to this day, the line is a little more prominent. But although I'm seeing positives and I've never seen them on a test ever, I'm just being cautiously optimistic. I'm excited for the possibility and, you know, just seeing those tests, but I just need to wait for beta. And, you know, you see so many things with like early miscarriages and chemical pregnancies, and God knows I'm not claiming any of that, but it's scary. Like, it's scary to get to this point, and to have gone through so much. You only want it to be successful, and you want to just solely think that this is going to be fine, everything's going to go perfect. But IVF is not a perfect situation. IVF is not a guarantee of pregnancy. There are still so many other factors and so many other things that could happen. So we're claiming the success, as I always say, but I am still being very cautious about it. I'm trying to still take things very easy. My husband is not letting me do much of anything. Today I did go and ride my car through a drive-through car wash just because the pollen is ridiculous. And I've just been at my desk doing some work. Like, I haven't really done much of anything. He hardly even wants me to lift the broom to sweep the floor. So I'm enjoying that. Prematurely, I did go on Amazon today and order a onesie and like a dad manual, because when I go to beta on Monday, declaring my confirmation of pregnancy, when my husband gets home from work and I get the results, I want to give him the little gift that I bought. So God forbid, you know, anything goes wrong, it'll just go in the closet for a later date, but we're claiming the success. And I'm going to give him that and try to capture all of those great emotions. But yeah, I'm good for the most part. I've had a headache a little bit off and on, but everything is going good. So I will check back in with you guys probably on beta day, maybe before if anything happens. But other than that, we'll be back on beta day. Counting down 2 more days to beta. Good morning, guys. So today is Saturday, April 10th. It's about 10 a.m. Haven't been able to sleep, so I've been up probably since like 6 this morning, just watching TV, going through social media, all of those things. Because as we get closer to beta, as I've been sharing, like, my anxiety and my stress is completely through the roof. So sleep is just not my friend right now. I'm feeling pretty good this morning. Last night I actually had to give myself my PIO injection, and it was the scariest thing ever. Like, you get used to doing the stomach injections by yourself. Like, they're very small, very fine needles, but you know, as I've shown you guys, that PIO needle is huge, and I had to do it alone last night. But surprisingly, even though it took me a while to get set up and get out of my head to stab myself, it actually did not even hurt. So normally when I get them, I lay on my stomach and just like take all of the weight off of my side, and my husband just does it. Sometimes I can feel it, and sometimes it feels like he's hitting nerves, or even bone. But when I did it, I positioned myself on the bed, like partially sitting up, partially laying down with a pillow in between my legs, and just used my right hip as a guide. So making sure I feel away from the bone, try to feel for the muscle. that needle did not want to go in, and I guess because I was scared to press it. So it took a few jabs before it, you know, pressed all the way through, but that part didn't even hurt. Injecting the oil didn't hurt, and I didn't have any pain when I woke up this morning. So it has me kind of contemplating doing them myself for the remainder of the time, which I think, like, once I get out of my head about it, I may be better able to do it, because no matter what, when my husband does it, like, sometimes it hurts, sometimes it doesn't, but after the fact, I always end up being sore. And I don't know if it's just the positioning in which I was laying that made it feel better or what, but it wasn't bad. So yeah, today I'm feeling good. Like I said, we're 2 days away from beta. The little gift that I ordered for my husband did come today. The book is from Amazon. It's called We're Pregnant, the First Time Dad Pregnancy Handbook. It has a lot of cute little stuff in here. Like, it goes week by week. So, like, for example, this says week 4. It talks about implantation. It tells you, like, what the baby's current stats are and mom's stats are. Some of these earlier weeks, it probably won't really apply in our situation because we did IVF. So we're a little bit further ahead than that. But yeah, as it goes through, it gives breakdowns, and it tells you, like, you know, mom might be a little more hungry, or this is what you can do to help her out. So I'm really excited to give this to him, and just know that he's absolutely going to love it. And then also the little onesie I ordered came. I'm just debating now, do I put it in a gift bag or not? But it says player 3 has entered the game. My husband is a gamer. I won't say like a big gamer, but he does love to play games on his phone, on his Xbox. And, you know, while I don't play a lot of them with him, I do tend to just sit up under him while he's playing and watch him. So I think that he'll really like this for his baby boy. But yeah, that's the little gift. As you guys know, I've been testing daily. I'm going to go and buy some digital tests today just because I want to see the difference in those and the ones that I've been taking. After doing some research, I'm finding that a lot of women are saying that first response tests are not as reliable as they thought. Like, some women were getting positives and then it turned out they weren't pregnant. Some women were getting negatives. It turned out they were. I bought the generic of the first response, and I've been getting positives on them since the beginning. It's just been very faint. But the one I took today is actually very potent. If you look, like, from day 6, day 7, day 8, and then the one that I took today, you can definitely see it. These were like the clear, generic clear blues. And then these are the day by day, just like urine stick ones, where you can see today being the 10th, that line is definitely there. So I'm going to keep testing. I just test once in the morning, but like I said, I'm going to go get a digital because I just want to see that. But I will do one more test tomorrow morning and then one more test before I go for beta Monday morning. Hoping that they don't take all day long with the results. I would love to have them before my husband gets home from work so that my plan goes the way I want to. But I will check in with you guys tomorrow and the morning of beta. Results video will probably go up a bit after this one, like during this time, just because anything is possible. I just want to enjoy it with my husband and those close to me before sharing it with everyone else. So just stick it out with me on this journey. There's definitely more to come. Keep us in your thoughts and your prayers. Send us all of the positive vibes. We really appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys soon. Good morning. It is Monday, April 12th. It's about 7 a.m. I'm just getting up out of bed. Today is my first beta test. It is at 8 a.m. So I'm just about to get ready and head out to my clinic. My nerves are still really, really bad. I don't know why, you know, it's just the process is very scary. I'm definitely still getting the positive test. I used my last pregnancy test this morning, to test before going, and here's what it says. I kind of told my husband, I'm like, I want to buy more pregnancy tests just to check every day in between betas and the first ultrasound. He's like, no, you need to stop your obsessing. Which I am, but it's just an exciting, nerve-wracking, crazy experience to be going through right now. But yeah, I'm gonna get ready, and I'll be back in a minute. All right, guys, we are here. I just pulled up to my doctor's office, about to head inside, and sign in and get ready for my blood test. Just waiting. All right, so the easy part is done. I was in and out really quick. I might have been in there 10 minutes, if that. They said, of course, I'll hear something by the end of today. I'm always a hard stick for blood work. Like, I know where they can stick me, where they'll be able to get it. And I told this girl to stick me there, and she didn't. So I'm probably going to bruise up because she had to move the needle around inside of my arm a little bit to actually get it to bleed. So probably gonna bruise per usual, but the easy part is done. Now the hard part is just waiting for that phone call for confirmation and just hoping for a good strong number. I'm sure they're gonna repeat beta. It's very common for them to repeat it once or twice, like every 2 days, to make sure the number is increasing like it should be. So yeah, now we just wait. I am going to go and get me a decaf coffee from Starbucks and a croissant. I'm gonna go and get my nails done and just enjoy the day while we wait for our news. So I'll check back in a little bit. Hey guys, so I am just getting in the house, running a few errands. I went to get my nails done, my toes done, and stopped at a couple stores. I was hoping that I would have been able to capture what I'm getting ready to share with you guys, but I was actually in the midst of getting a pedicure. So I went in for beta at 8 a.m. At about 11, 12, I don't know, somewhere in between there. I was getting a pedicure, and my phone rang. Sorry, I'm doing a lot of moving around right now. And it was the clinic calling, and they basically were just calling to say, like, hey, congratulations, you're pregnant, which is, yay, let's start there, great news. But from there, she kind of was like, and not only are you pregnant, you're pregnant. I'm like, well, what do you mean? Like, what was my beta? So she said at this stage, they want that number to be about 100, give or take, less or more. My first beta came in at 2,790. So when she said you're pregnant, she was not exaggerating. She said there could be a chance of multiples, or it could be a singleton, but at that number at this stage, it is a chance that you may have more than one in there, which you guys know from all of my videos, that is exactly what we want. But we are so grateful and so thankful to get just one at this point. So she said that because my numbers look so good, that the doctor wants me to go ahead and have an ultrasound. And I'm just like, well, isn't it kind of early? Like, technically, I'd only be about 4 weeks or so. And she said they want to go ahead and do it anyway to see, you know, what they can see or measure at this point. So I am scheduled to do that Wednesday at 1 p.m. Right now, I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to do this surprise for my husband. So I showed you guys the onesie in the book that I got. I also at Party City and just grabbed, oh, you may not be able to see it, 2 balloons. One's a champagne bottle and one just says something, welcome baby boy. So I'm just trying to figure out what that's going to look like. I don't know. I may be thinking that I'll act like I'm a little down and depressed and just say, oh, I have to retest, and then have him walk into one of the rooms or one of the bathrooms and the gift just be there waiting for him. I was hoping that I had a big box, because I had also thought about stuffing it inside of a box and having him like open it, like, hey, this package just came, can you open it for me? But I don't have a box, so I'm gonna wing it. Guys, I don't know. I'm all over the place right now. Like, I thought that I was gonna cry when she told me, but I didn't. I don't know if it's because I had already been testing and getting the positives, or if it was because I was out in public and I just didn't want to cry. But once I talk to my husband, that will probably bring on the emotions, seeing his reaction. But it still feels a little unreal. I'm so thankful to have made it this far in my journey, because so many women don't. So I'm going to just go and have some lunch right now and just enjoy this moment. And I will be back with the announcements to my husband. So stay tuned. All right, my husband is home. Let's see how this goes, guys. He's coming. I'm so nervous. I'm gonna try to fake like I didn't get good news or something, but can he see me? I think he can see me. But yeah, we're gonna see. I may have to put the phone down so that he doesn't suspect me recording him. I'm gonna try to prop it up to see if I can get it. Still waiting for him to come in. It looks like he's taking our trash out. I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm gonna start like smiling or something that's gonna give it away. So I'm trying to like calm down. Okay, he's coming. Hey.
Oh, thanks. I need some soap.
Oh. They called. They said that I got a retest.
You're so full of crap.
No, I promised to God. They said that I have to retest because my numbers weren't where they wanted them.
Oh, really?
I got a retest on Wednesday. It was like a big spider.
Probably gone by now. Really? TikTok? Really?
It's not TikTok.
Oh.
What's in there?
Stop fucking recording me, man.
I need footage.
For what?
Us. What is it? I knew that my lie wasn't gonna work.
Because every time you lie, you can't not smile.
What is it?
It's a freaking champagne bottle. What do you mean?
Go look.
How to be a daddy.
Bring it over here and open it. And then I'll tell you all of the other stuff I found out today.
Oh, shoot.
So I'll tell you while you're opening. So they said that at this point they would expect my my number to be like 100, give or take a couple numbers.
There's like 500.
It was 2,790.
Holy crap, it's only supposed to be 100?
At least 100, give or take a few. So she said, no guarantee, but don't be surprised if there's more than one.
Get the frick out of here.
I'm telling the truth.
What?
So on Wednesday, I'm having an ultrasound.
Oh my gosh.
There might be 2 in there.
Oh my goodness, yo.
She was like, you're pregnant. I'm like, what, Jamia? What do you mean? She was like, your number should be like 100, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. It's over 2,000. I was like, holy crap.
It better be only 2.
I know, right? What if he split like, no, we'll take 2. Look at what that says. Turn it back the other way.
Player 3. has entered the game. Ah, this is cool. I like this.
I know. And I got you a book.
Oh, we're pregnant. First time test. Handbook. Yeah, I need this.
Good morning, guys. So today is Wednesday, April 14th. I am just getting up for the day. It's about 9 a.m. I wasn't able to sleep that well. I've been a little bit nauseous today, so I'm taking that as a good sign. Today we are going in for our first ultrasound, which again, they don't know if they're going to be able to see anything or not, but we're going to check. They also are going to do labs again to ensure that my HCG levels are rising, and then they're going to let me know what my progesterone levels look like if I'm good with the dosage that I'm on, which is like 1 ml every night, or if I need to increase it. So my husband's going to come home in a couple of hours, and we're going to go to that appointment. Just praying for great news. I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction video. Sorry for the parts that you couldn't really see. It's so hard to keep things from my husband or lie to him. Like, he always knows when something is up. Like, no matter how serious I try to be, he always knows. Yeah, so we're gonna go do that, and then I'm just gonna chill and work for the rest of the day. Just really anxious and praying for really good news. So I'll try to see what I can get while I'm there, and just keep track of what's going on over the next couple of days or so, to give you guys a further look at what's going on. So I will post about that within the next week or so, and just continue to follow along on our journey. We appreciate you guys. Stay safe. See you soon.